So, hello and what's up? So, we are about to get into the reading. I am Chantel Stewart, as you know, and we are about to get into the messages for whomever it may concern. What are the messages for whomever it may concern? What are the messages for whomever it may concern? In the position of your crown, you have the Two of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. We have the Devil, Seven of Cups, Justice in reverse. So there was a situation that was unrequited, meaning that you and another individual didn't feel the same way. Okay, so it makes the situation unfair, unbalanced. Whenever we say unrequited, you know, somebody in the connection is resisting something, whatever that is, and it just makes the connection uncomfortable and you can't enjoy the romance. Okay, so that is the unrequited. With the Five of Swords here, maybe somebody tried to play some type of head games with you. Maybe they tried to gaslight you. Okay, but the thing is that this is kind of like a rejection. Okay, now with it being in reverse, so it's kind of like intuitively you or the other party intuitively was picking up on something that was not correct. You know, we have the Devil card here. Sometimes the Devil card can represent when we don't have the right idea about something. Maybe somebody felt like you rejected them. Maybe you felt like somebody rejected you. But this is the past. Okay? So maybe in between time, excuse me, maybe in between time, the two of you have went your separate ways, and now you're back within some type of connection, which is going to represent the Two of Cups. So this person and this connection is on your mind. The Two of Cups can also represent the Two of Cups can also represent you are the mate to your own soul. So let's say if the other individual that you were dealing with, when I made a comment about things kind of being uncomfortable, maybe somebody has some serious control issues. You know, maybe they had or have their ideal or idea of who they want you to be or who you want somebody else to be within a relationship. Okay, so if it didn't work out, it's kind of like you were able to walk away. If this individual was playing mind games with you, you were able to walk away. If they tried to gaslight you, you were able to walk away. You did not retaliate, which was the injustice. Okay? Meaning that because they played head games with you, it's kind of like they were expecting for you to do the same thing back to them, and you didn't. Okay, or it could be vice versa. Somebody showed up here authentic. Somebody showed up ready and open for romance and to explore, and this other person did not. Okay? I think it had a lot to do with control issues. So the two of you could be back together, or because with you walking away, if you're a woman, this man appreciates you walking away, because if you didn't walk away, then he wouldn't have been able to have the experience and the time away from you to realize and to reflect on his own behavior. Okay, so there's something here about your reputation. Okay, my son is in the kitchen, so if you hear some stuff in the background, it's just him. So there's something here about your reputation. Maybe this person heard things about you and they believe whatever they heard about you, and so they acted and they behaved off of that. Okay, that's based off of how they treated you. Okay, but the thing is that your reputation stands. What I pick up the most here, you don't chase. You do not chase. And a lot of the times when it comes to men and wanting control, they play head games. Like, I feel like this person wanted you to chase them. Okay, and it's kind of like you're showing up like what? I don't want to chase you. You don't have to chase me. That is the unrequited, and that is also the imbalance, the unjust in the situation as well. So I feel like this person is happy that you walked away, because without the time apart from you, they wouldn't have time to reflect or find appreciation within you or the experience in which that they had with you. Okay. So this person has I'm not going to say they have an obsession, but they're very possessive over you. You know, I'm trying to tell you, during that time apart, you know, something happened, something clicked. You are who you say you are. Your reputation stands as it is. You know, I'm pretty sure this person was feeling remorseful. I'm pretty sure they were feeling a lot of regret. You know, I'm pretty sure that they were going through things like that. Okay, so I pick up some other deep stuff too that was going on with them, but that's personal to them. You know, this whole situation dealing with you was very personal to them. Okay, and their evolution. When it comes to the soulmates, this is how it works. Our soulmates are here to help us with our personal growth lessons. When we get into talking about twin flames can also assist with that, but at the same time, twin flames is more of a spirited connection. So you will learn and you will experience more about yourself as a spiritual being through the twin flame connection. Okay, so soulmates are very supportive of our twin flame journey, if you're on that journey. All right, so I'm going to tell you right now, this person is like, I don't want anybody else to have you. I want you all to myself. Okay, this person is very serious. They are very serious about you. You are the target of their desire. They are very attracted to you. Sometimes in unrequited situations, it has a lot to do with attraction as well. Maybe one person is not as attracted to the other individual. So without that attraction, they can't, that desire, you know, there is no feeling. But that tells you a lot about a person, meaning that they're desensitized. Don't get me wrong, because most people are very shallow, you know, but when it comes to love, you know, especially with a soulmate, it's a vibe. It's a feeling. You know what I mean? A vibe and a feeling. It doesn't matter how that person looks. It doesn't matter what they have going on. I mean, what they have on. You know, what they look like. If they're not very attractive, you find yourself being extremely attracted to them, because that is their energy. That is their inner beauty, their inner exuberance. Maybe that's something that this individual learned with experiencing you. You know, maybe they didn't think that you were the most, it has nothing to do with attraction though. It has more so to do with what they heard from other individuals. That's what this is really about. Okay, other individuals, you know, listening to other people, you know, which means that they had some type of, I pick up they were being mean, and they had some type of mean agenda or intention, you know, but they needed control first. My thing is that they heard wrong. They weren't expecting for you to walk away. They weren't expecting for you to turn your back on them. They weren't expecting for you to stand up for yourself. I think that's why they have like this heavy possession for you, because they see how when it comes to a man, if another man got into his head, it's kind of like, man, you know, this guy or these guys will go the extra mile to make sure that people stay away from this woman. They will go as far as to lie to me, you know, and try to sabotage me with her. See, he must have said something about you to other individuals. Maybe they know you, maybe y'all all know each other, maybe y'all don't. Maybe he was showing your pictures, maybe your social media, you know, and, you know, some of them other guys started to see some great things about you. So, you know, they may have tried to get into his head to mess up his opportunity with you so they would have a chance. You know, this could be somebody who maybe they know your ex. Maybe they know your ex or something. You know, but I'm picking up multiple. There's multiple people, men and women. It's just like, why is it so many people that is against this one person? You see, now this person is really thinking. And this is how they see your worth and your value. Why is it so many people that's trying to come up and sabotage this woman and at the same time sabotage me? What is it so great about this woman that people feel like they got to come for her? Because it doesn't make sense to me how, with my experience with her, it was one thing. And when I tried to follow up on what they told me about her, when I tested that theory, it was not true. So the things in which these people are saying about her, this is not real. This is not true. So then he's thinking about his experience with you, the separation he may experience other people. You know, his friends may come in like, oh yeah, man, come on, you know, forget about her, forget about that. You know, I got a nice girl for you and all this type of stuff. So, you know, he dates around, but he keeps thinking about you. Something keeps leading him back to you. Then it's like subconsciously, he becomes consciously aware that he's actually looking for someone who reminds him of you. And even if he gets somebody close, it's kind of like, I'm cheating myself, I'm shorting myself. This is not the person. This is not them. This is close, but this is not them. You know. So it's like when he comes back, you know, he's coming back, he's playing for keeps. He's not on that bullshit. And he wants to show you that he's a dependable, strong, resourceful, nurturing man. Grounded, stable. He wants his shot. He wants his opportunity. He wants to be able to show you. Okay. You're a little confused about his consistency. You know, you don't really trust him. You know what I mean? Because I have a feeling he's not opening up. You know, it's like he's not trying to show you who he is. He's more trying to show you of who he will be for you. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's, you know, you could be exploring your options. You know what I mean? But he's he's possessive over you. He's going to be all up in your business. He wants to be all up in, he wants to know everything. He wants to know guys that you're talking to, that you've been talking to. He wants to know about your relationship history. There's so much about you that he wants to get to know. He wants to know everything. He's very controlling too. He's very controlling. He wants all of the control. He wants all of the control, honey. I'm talking about, I pick up, he got cameras in his house. Like, he wants you in his home. He wants to be at work and be able to watch you at work. This person wants you in their home. He wants to move like super fast. You know, there's this desire. There's this heavy, lustful desire that he has for you. No, it's not love right now, but he respects you. He wants to show you the type of man that he can be and that he will be in your life. You know, he wants your trust. You know, there are certain things that he fights with, that he struggles with. I think it's impulse and I think it's temptation. He would love to take it slow with you and just enjoy you. But when it comes to soulmates, it's hard. Like, you are temptation to him. It's like you're everything that he wants, but at the same time, it's kind of like his desire for you kind of gets in the way of being that. Okay, so he wants to take it slow, right? He wants to be a gentleman. He wants to court you, but it's not funny. It's cute because it's like he cannot help himself. When it comes to soulmates, you cannot be in the same room with your soulmate without being pulled to want to kiss them. You know, there's a very intense, you know, hidden, underlying situations going on. On the surface, they may seem calm and stable and still, but on the inside, emotionally, they're brewing. So the emotions are moving them on the inside. You know, masculinity, you know, what move are you making? You know, what move are you making? What am I going to do? What if somebody else come in and make a move? You know, like, this person, you know, they go through a lot of intense thoughts and feelings when it comes to you. You know, the possession comes from fear, not wanting anybody else to have you, not wanting anybody else to get to you, not wanting anybody else to be able to take their chance. So this person is very extreme between toxic and healthy. It's like their scales are always up and down. You know, it's always moving. It's just like, well, where's the stillness? Where's the temperance? You know, where's the alignment? So, you know, I feel like this person wants to trap you too. I'm telling you, they're serious. It's kind of like they feel like, because they can't control you, they thought that they could control you before, but they can't control you. So it's like, without them being able to control you, it's kind of like, to them, they feel like they're not getting a fair shot. It's like they want to lock you in so they can give you, I hear, princess treatment, okay? They want to give you a princess treatment, but it's like, let's say if they cook for you in their home, but you want to go out, and they're just like, no, you know, let me cook for you. You're just like, maybe another time. I was looking forward to going out. I want to have some fun. I've had a stressful week at work. You know, I look forward to going to, you know, the bar or the arcade or something, and that's what I'm going to do. So if you want to walk out, he know that you'll walk out on his ass. That's what it is. He know you'll walk out on his ass. He know he know you'll walk out, and you know, he can't do anything. He can't grab you, force you, make you stay. You know, he cannot violate you in order to control you. So, you know, it's like he wants to get you knocked up. He wants to get you pregnant. So you have to deal with him in some kind of way. He doesn't care how he proves himself to you. And he doesn't care how much you try to fight or resist. Does he know something? It's kind of like he knows that he's the man for you. That's no arrogant shit. You know, he's had time apart to think. He's had some experiences. So he's learned some things. But he hasn't really learned, like, respect. You know, respect within, you know, the relationship. You know, respecting boundaries. He don't care about. He will invade privacy. I told you, he wants to know everything. It's not a threat. It's not a threat. But you will experience issues out of this man if you're going to experience him constantly being triggered. If his desires go unnoticed, or he's going without. What do I mean when I say that? He may want to drive you to work, but you're just like, I can drive myself to work. It's going to piss him off. What did I say? I said I'm going to drive you. And the reason why he wants to drive you to work is because he cannot sit at home thinking about you driving to work and then somebody possibly kidnapping you, you getting into a car accident and dying. Like, this is how he thinks. That's what I'm saying. He wants to be safe. If he's in control, then it's like he knows nothing is going to happen to you. You are very precious. You are very special to him. That's how he sees you now. You know, you don't believe it. And he knows you don't believe it. And he knows and he understands. But there are things that he's fighting through too. He's fighting with trust issues. He knows that he can trust you. But at the same time, it's like if he doesn't have the control to protect you, he's not going to trust you, because his way of thinking, his control is to protect. So it's kind of like, you don't want me to protect you? Why you don't want me to protect you? Do you have somebody else protecting you? You know what I'm saying? He's not crazy insane, but he will become very triggered. You know, he wants to drive you to work because he knows that if he drives you to work, he knows that you got there safely and he knows where you're at. He wants to be all up in it. He may be clingy. He may be clingy and he may be very dependent. You may be the opposite because you're exploring your options. Even though you are confused about his consistency. It's like, well, that's not gonna run me away. Like I already know that you're a hot commodity and individuals, there are other individuals that want you, that are after you. He's going to stay the most consistent. And he's not going to intervene with you entertaining your options. Because there's something within him. If he stays consistent in his pursuit with you, those are just options. That's the 7 of Cups. He may already know that. This dude, in his head, he's like, nobody is fucking with me. I know nobody is fucking with me because I belong with you. You belong with me. I understand that. I understand the complexity of our situation. So I'm going to be consistent with you and showing you, and you're going to see that those knuckleheads that you're getting to know, that you're talking to, you're doing this and that, they don't compare to me. You see, you're not giving him another chance. He messed up his chance. He understands that. You see, he thought they had him thinking that he could take advantage. They had him thinking that he could play with you. And just because, that's another thing. It's like, if you could play with me, then you would. So what you're doing, you're shying away from him. You're shying away from him because you do like him. You are pulled to him. With the Devil card here, I have a feeling he looks really good. He looks really good. He's just as much temptation for you as you are for him. But I feel like the temptation is different. Your temptation you feel for him is physical. It's outwardly. He's attracted to you on the outside, but there's something about who you are. It's like he sees your heart. He has studied your mind. He has had other women to compare you to. So, at the same time, is he exploring he's not exploring his options. It's more so of you. So, he's saying to himself, he already knows it's not going to be easy. But he's sitting there, he's just like, oh my God, she's wasting time. She's wasting time. But at the same time, you say that, but you have already showed what was up. But then again, even though he showed what was up, he flipped it around. It's like he realized, like, damn, I made a mistake. And I've had my experiences. I've had my time. This is why separation is really good. But with him, there's not going to be any more separation. There's not going to be any more me time. There are going to have to be a lot of things that y'all talk about and discuss. If after your distraction period, because I pick up you on the prowl. So after you're finished being on the prowl or whatever, you're going to have people to also compare to him as well. It's, I don't know. I feel like he wants this challenge. I don't know if it's competing. I don't know if he wants to compete. He seems to be too sure of himself to compete. So it's kind of like he knows that he doesn't have to compete. But he's going to be right there. He's going to be right there showing you. And when it's all over, when it's all said and done, when everybody is gone and they done pissed you off, played games with you and all type of shit like that, he's going to be the last man standing. He's looking forward to that. It is his pleasure to prove to you, he's not, you know, he's not who and what you think he is. He wants the chance and the opportunity to do it for real, to do it right. Okay, so that's gonna be the reading. So until the next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.